Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd just make a video because WWDC23 for Apple just released, and I thought I would kind of share my thoughts around the event, what I think about some of the products and the new software features that they announced. And I'm sure you guys watched it. I'm sure you thought it was exciting. They had some very interesting stuff at this year's event. If you're wondering, this is a new microphone. I've by the time this goes up, I'm sure I have a review on this mic. But just a quick plug, not a sponsored video by any means, but it's the Moano PD100-U USB dynamic microphone. It's really nice mic in my opinion. But without further ado, let's hop into the main sort of content of this video. And let me share my screen here and we can sort of get into this. So here it is. I'm just going to be showing off Apple's website and what I think of the new stuff that came out. But in general, right, we have some new hardware, including the Vision Pro, which is like it's not technically a VR headset. It's actually AR. It's augmented reality because you can actually see through it. Like there's no cover on the other side of it, which is interesting. So we have that piece of hardware, and now it's like a new way to like interact with your environment and, basically add a computer to your real world, which is kind of crazy. But in addition to that, they also announced some new MacBooks. So we have a 15-inch MacBook Air with M2. It's really no different than the actual M2 Air that was 13.6 inches in display size, but it's new nonetheless because it's just bigger. Mac Studio, same thing. They updated it with the new M2 chips because the last one only had M1 chips in it. So they gave it the M2 Max and also M2 Ultra. And I think they advertised that as like 25% increased power compared to the previous generation, which I don't really know how they measure that. Apple eludes me a lot of the time in these comments, but yeah, we'll just roll with it for now. And we also have some iOS 17. It was supposed to be just like a bug fixing sort of update, but now they added some new features recently. Mostly app specific updates, communication apps specifically, iMessage, FaceTime, and phone calls. And I'll discuss one of the cool sort of phone call updates that they added because I think it's really useful. It's like they're almost copying Google in a lot of these ways. But macOS Sonoma, just like these, like I think they called this, they always like take some area and they'll name their macOS after that. But for Sonoma, it's like this weird like grassy, hilly area. And also WatchOS 10. I actually didn't watch any of the WatchOS 10 stuff, but we'll take a look at it here in a sec. So Vision Pro, it's this like weird augmented reality sort of headset. As you can see, they like got cameras here. You can see through it. As you can see through this woman's eyes, and also off to the side. They also have speakers, so like there's actually built-in speakers to the headset itself, which is kind of interesting. So literally, I watched one demo where like you literally had this big screen pop up, like you could literally watch like movies on it, and you can adjust the screen size virtually to anything you want, which is pretty cool. Now, in terms of practicality, like, are people going to be actually using this? I don't really know. We'll have to see. I mean, I think they're understanding that VR is kind of dead at this point, and they're like, okay, how do we make a product that's not just another virtual reality headset? And I think they just went with this, and they added their own Apple spin to it, of course. But yeah, it also has headphones, and they really like went into the overall design of this, how it's like really fits your head perfectly and all this stuff. But like they're basically trying to add a computer to your eyes, almost like Google Glass in a way. But it looked decent. I don't know how many people are going to buy this. I think it's like a very, very niche target demographic who actually will use this thing. I feel like it's targeted mostly towards like young kids. Like professionals are not going to like use this in an office setting. That's never going to happen. Or maybe it will happen, but it's not going to happen anytime soon. You're probably talking 30 years minimum until that becomes streamlined. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that anymore. It's boring me. MacBook Air 15, liquid retina display. I mean, that's the same thing on the other M2 Air. The only difference is it's going from 13.6 inches in display. I have the current MacBook Air, or I'm sorry, not the current MacBook Air. I have the MacBook Air M1 edition that was 13.3 inches. The really small, compact device. I love the thing to death. I don't know why they're making a larger size Air. I think maybe it's because the Air always traditionally has had smaller screen sizes, and now they're trying to like target that demographic that wants a bigger screen size. And I know they're also probably challenging the Dell XPS 15 lineup with this. But in terms of like, you know, portability, it's still good because it still maintains like that really thin design. And I know they also emphasized like not making it flimsy, because the larger the surface area, obviously it's going to become more flimsy. So they like really worked hard on not making it flex like traditional plastic laptops would. This thing is made out of like aluminum, so it's not as big of an issue, but the more spread out the screen is, the more susceptible you are to, having flex in your keyboard and display and the overall unit itself. And they also advertise 18 hours of battery life. I think that's 1 hour more than the M2 Air 13.6 model. I think that's 17 hours, and they increased it by an hour, which people are going to have to test. Obviously, it's going to be similar just because, yeah, maybe they have a larger battery in this thing, but also, like, it's a bigger display you're having to power. But it's still 60 hertz, still liquid retina panel, and it's not OLED. Mac Studio, this is kind of replacing like the trash can computer in a way, but it's like a Mac Mini, but just more powerful. And it's a desk computer essentially. You're not gonna put this on your desk. You're gonna put it on top of your desk. It has more ports. I'm talking like relative to like a Mac Mini, but like has more ports, bigger area to move heat around, or like it basically helps with internal thermal temperatures, because there's more space on the interior. And I think this also has a fan built in. But for this, they didn't change actually anything. They only added the new chips, which I'm actually curious, how much does this thing cost? So $2,000 starting, and that gets you 32 gigs of RAM and 512 gigabytes of SSD storage, 12-core GPU. Yeah, so this is for content creators, to be honest. Like, this is for people editing videos and doing Photoshop, stuff like that. Mac Pro, I didn't actually see this. Did this price drop? Or is this still the same as like when the other Mac Pro came out? Also, what is the difference here? Mac Pro rack versus Mac Pro? Or tower is $7,000, and then the rack is $7,500. I don't really know what I'm looking at here. I guess I need some like pictures. What the heck is this? Ooh, this thing is weird. This is weird. Why do they call it it's literally a sideways horizontal computer. Is this if you need to put on a shelf? How much can you spec this thing up? I'm just curious. Oh wow, that's actually not that. I mean, I say not that much. $12,000 for a computer that's probably gonna last you forever. Jeez, who's paying for this? It's like actually absurd. But thank you for actually updating this, Apple, and adding your silicon in it. iOS 17. To me, what I got out of the demo was widgets and also this new like landscape sort of feature. If you just like take your iPhone and you like make it like horizontal or something, and you like, it's basically adding a dock mode to it to give you some like heads up or always on display information, which I'm not sure if it's only working on the iPhone 14 Pro because it has an always on display. I hope not. I hope this is available for everything. Someone double check in the comment section down below. But other than that, like they added this new sticker reactions thing, and you can make custom stickers using images on your phone. But the biggest thing that I liked was the phone app update, where you can basically see the live voicemail that someone's reading if they call you and you don't know who it is, and they'll start leaving a voicemail, and they'll literally like transcribe the voicemail in real time and let you know if you want to pick up or not. Because that's honestly a problem I have all the time. I get so many phone calls from like pharmacies and doctors. It's like I don't really know who's calling me and if I should be picking up or not. Credit card companies. So I guess that's useful. Similar to a Google feature, I think. iPadOS, I didn't really watch any of this, but I assume it's similar to iOS 17. New levels of personalization. Did they add the new lock screen features on here that were on Apple iPhones? It seems like lock screen is kind of the only thing. And the new macOS, this was another widget heavy update where you can now add widgets directly to your desktop on your Mac. And then they also added this new like share screen sort of thing. If you're presenting, you can like change how your video is being portrayed to the audience. Like you can have yourself as like a little circle, or you can have yourself as like this guy right here where he's like in front of the presentation, which is kind of cool. And like they use, I don't want to use the term AI because I feel like people overuse that term. It might be AI to just like take your PowerPoint and make it look like it's behind you. And then watchOS 10, I didn't watch this at all either. But comprehensive app redesigns, blah, 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 mental and vision health. Interesting. So I guess another visual overhaul to the stock apps, I'm guessing. I like this one. I like this watch face with Snoopy and Woodstock. Love it. But that's about it. There's some other features. I didn't hit on everything, obviously, here. I know there's new, like, on iOS 17 specifically, there's, like, a new share name feature. I think it's called name share or share name. I don't know. But, like, you go up to someone, you're like, hey, like, can I have your phone number? This is great for, like, the new dating scene. And you're like, bam, and you just, like, whip out your phone, just, like, put it next to theirs, and it, like, automatically adds all their information into your phone, so you can create a new contact. So that's kind of cool. Very, very cool. Let me come back. Here. So, guys, that's it. That was WWDC 23. I'm like, what year is it right now? Cool stuff. I didn't see anything too crazy. I like the new hardware, especially some of those iOS features I think really stuck out to me. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this stuff. If you think it's positive, mostly like, did you think it was mostly positive, negative, that sort of thing? What features excite you guys the most? Love to hear it. If you enjoyed this sort of content, if you like this microphone, especially, I do. Subscribe, like this video, share it with your best friend. I'll probably create some like clips from this sort of, I'm not going to call this a podcast. It does look like a podcast, I will say. But maybe I can take this content, splice it up and turn it into future content, which is cool. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. From Scott Tyler. I keep saying that. Not from Scott Tyler, from Tech with Scott. I'm still getting used to the new name. So yeah, peace out, everyone. Tech with Scott. Bye-bye, everyone.